Do you want to master the art of storytelling? Storytelling is an age-old art form, a compelling method of communication that can turn mundane moments into captivating narratives. Its power lies in its ability to connect, inspire, and influence. Stay tuned to discover 10 tips that will help you master the art of storytelling. Tip number 1. Observe everyday moments. The world around you is brimming with stories. From the morning coffee you brew to the passing conversations you overhear, there's a narrative in every nook and cranny. Not only does this make your storytelling more relatable, but it also adds that touch of vivid realism that can hook your listeners from the get-go. Moving on to tip number 2, practice active listening. Every person you meet has a unique story to tell. So, lend them your ears and you'll be surprised at the wealth of experiences you can weave into your own tales. This not only broadens your narrative palette, but also fosters empathy and understanding. Finally, tip number 3, keep a journal. This is your personal treasure trove of ideas, experiences, and reflections. It's a ready source of material that can add depth and breadth to your storytelling, making it all the more captivating. Remember, the best stories often come from the smallest moments. Moving on to tip number 4, experiment with story structures. Give your narratives a twist by playing around with different formats. Anecdotes, timelines, or problem-solving narratives can all add a dash of dynamism to your storytelling. Tip number 5 is all about embracing spontaneity. Be prepared to spin a tale at a moment's notice. This readiness to share stories allows your daily conversations to be filled with engaging narratives that keep people hooked. Now let's discuss the 6th tip. Connecting stories to lessons. By infusing your stories with valuable insights or lessons, you're turning ordinary events into opportunities for personal growth and learning. Finally, tip number 7. Utilize visual aids. Adding a visual element to your storytelling, whether it's sharing images, drawing diagrams, or using props, can bring your stories to life, creating a multi-sensory experience for your listeners. Don't be afraid to experiment and be creative with your storytelling. Our 8th tip is to adapt to your audience. Like a chameleon, adjust your tone, complexity, and content to suit the situation and the people involved. Moving on to the 9th tip, don't be afraid to share your own experiences, both the triumphs and the trials. This honesty fosters authenticity and relatability. Lastly, encourage a storytelling exchange. Create a narrative environment that's reciprocal, where everyone's stories enrich the daily discourse. Remember, the best storytellers are those who are authentic and encourage others to share their stories too. And there you have it, 10 tips to master the art of storytelling. From observing everyday moments to encouraging storytelling exchange, practice is key. Now it's your turn to put these tips into action. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. We'd love to hear your storytelling experiences.